I got to figure out how to get me back over to where I can show us both. Sometimes Riverside like makes sense, and then sometimes I just lose it. Go. It's under the layout button.
Okay.
There we go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. December 2nd. We're that much closer to Christmas. I got to, when I get home, got to remember to move my little star on my Advent thing down one. Kids got to open their second day of Advent calendar stuff, so that always gets them all giddy.
Very nice.
Episode 89. We're inching closer to 100.
Yes, sir.
And maybe we'll make it to 100 and have that be the last show of the year or something and give us a
Oh, yeah.
few days. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
How you doing, Matt?
Doing good, doing good. Back on the grind today from kind of a nice Thanksgiving had with my family. They ventured out here to Colorado, so it was great to see them. And yeah, now kind of just the final stretch of the year we're getting into here, huh?
Nice. So got to spend some time with the folks. Did you guys
Yep.
do anything fun besides the normal Thanksgiving meal thing, or?
We stayed at a cool place called the Broadmoor that was in Colorado Springs. So just kind of explored that little area. I hadn't really been around that area except they have a really nice golf course I'd been to one time. But other than that, just kind of explored around, played some golf with my dad. Other than that, just kind of spent time with family and relaxed. It was nice.
Cool, man. How's the weather over the break for you?
It was good. It just finally turned into cold. I feel like I felt the shift because I mean, up to 3 weeks ago, there's still people outside tanning. It was 70 degrees out, stuff like that. I think it was the longest. It just snowed this past Saturday, and I think before that, it was the longest in 20 years, like since the last snowfall. It was like over 200 days or something like that since like winter ended. So
We got like a foot of snow over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. It hasn't snowed this early this much. Usually get like maybe a dusting or some flurries.
Yep.
In a long time. So over the course of about 2 days, like we got a couple inches. I went outside, hit it with the snowblower. I was like, oh, that's not too bad. It looked like it was dying down. I wake up overnight. There's not like another 6 or 8 inches on the ground. So that was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Nice.
But yeah. What else is going on? How are things looking for you this week business wise?
Yeah, looking good. A lot of video, heavy, intensive stuff. Got some episodes of different podcasts coming out. A lot of testimonial stuff. So a lot of video heavy, and then hopefully towards the end of the week, get a little caught up. Can kind of get back into business development. Catch back up on that. But right now, pretty much operation heavy. We got a lot of marketing projects to close out, before the end of the year. So that's kind of where our day is looking, at least today and probably the next few days. But that's what I like. That's why I got into it. So I love the video editing stuff. So I'm no harm there. But how about yourself?
Business as usual. I had a appointment today with a call that just kind of came in randomly Monday over kind of a little project, and it's funny. So it's this new business that's starting up in the town here where our office is located. And it's just in a little retail space. It used to be a GNC, if you remember those old like weightlifting, supplement stores. Used to be a GNC in this little strip mall. It's been empty for a long time. This couple, husband and wife, they are turning it into like a shipping store. Like people can drop their packages off or ship packages out or, get them pre-wrapped and stuffed and, packaged up. Not necessarily associated with any major brand or anything. They're going to be able to, I think they're trying to work with, they're already going to be working with DHL, trying to get hooked up with UPS. I guess FedEx doesn't want anything to do with them. Amazon doesn't want anything to do with it. It's really weird, but they seem like a nice couple. I've only met the husband on the phone, but the wife came today for this job walk because they need a camera system installed. So it's not something we typically do a lot of, but when you get a call off, nobody else wanted to help these guys. It's something pretty easy for us. They need network cable installed. We don't do that. We subcontract that out. So I had the other company there with me doing that, but it was kind of funny. We got there 5 minutes early. It was awesome. We're not late. And then I found out that the guy I was meeting with, he's not going to be there, but he's going to send his wife. I'm like, okay, sounds good. He was going to be bringing the camera system so I could take a look at it. I mean, I know what it is, but I just kind of wanted to get some of the stuff in hand to see some of the accessories as far as mounting. And I had my business partner, Joe, with me because he's kind of the tech side of things. He was in the office, so I brought him along. And we get there, we're waiting, and it's freezing outside. It's like 19 degrees, so it's cold.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, he's from southern India, so he's lived in Wisconsin like 20 some years, but he still hasn't got used to it. He's like, man, I'm gonna go sit back in the car. It's cold. I'm like, stop being a wimp. Come on, she'll be in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Well, he like walked off into like the sun, to get some solar energy or something. And he goes into like a thrift shop that was next door. He's walking all around doing his own thing, and me and the electrician are just sitting there talking and chit and chatting. And she finally shows up about 20 minutes late, which is fine, no big deal. She was very apologetic. She seemed very nice. But we go in, the place is just blown up. They're still like trying to build desks and wall stuff for things that hang on, and sawdust. It's a mess, right? It's a mess, and I understand that can turn around pretty quick once certain things are done. But their electrician is there, putting things up and mounting plugs and stuff, and they want to be open by the 10th. And they could probably do it, but I think it's going to be a close call. Plus us being able to cable that so quick, it's a quick turnaround for the electricians because they got a lot of jobs to do. So, but it was funky. You get into these kind of things in this business, and it's never like straightforward. It wasn't just like, oh, they have a closet in back. That's where internet comes in, and that's where everything's going to get installed, and we'll cable everything out for the retail space. No, it's a big strip mall. So there's a landlord, and he's got a utility shed closet somewhere attached to the building. So we had to like track down another tenant, get a key, get access to that, find out what's going on, figure things out. So, but you learn from experience, so that's fine. I don't know. They seem very nice. We could definitely do it for them. I think they're going to see the price tag of the quote and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because I know how it is when you're a couple and you're trying something new. He works like third shift and she still works at another place. And, they're trying to shoestring this thing together. It's not like they have a couple $1 million budget to build out a retail space. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And, to pay an actual, certified licensed electrician to do low voltage cabling, they're like $100 an hour, and we're like $150 an hour.
Right.
So this is probably going to be 15 hours of work on the camera install, another 15 hours of work on the, for the cabling. It's going to be a few grand. I think they're going to see that and be like, what?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Very
No one
nice.
else is willing to help them, so they got to get it done. So
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, good stuff.
we'll
Pipeline
see.
full.
That's all that's really going on right now. We've got a couple different things. I brought up on the show yesterday that wasn't a great month for lead gen when it comes to the folks we work with that make calls for us over at Arsenal, and sent an email out to them this morning, kind of holding their feet to the fire. And they got back to me with, it was a positive. It wasn't super negative. I'm like, hey, it's not good enough. You got to do better.
Yeah.
And they agreed. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to watch them like a hawk. I hate micromanaging. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay people to do something. I just want them to do it. You know what I mean?
100%.
But now I'm gonna watch every day, and he's like, I'm gonna get in there and make calls, and this is kind of the managing guy that manages all the callers. He's like, I'm gonna get in there and make calls, and he's gonna make calls, and we're gonna knock this thing out of the park. I'm like, okay, we'll see. But as of 11 o'clock this morning, on the 2nd, there'd been no calls made yesterday or today. So I'm just like,
yeah,
right.
What's going on there? Yeah.
Meetings talk and BS walks.
Right.
We'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see. But that's what's going on with us right now. Yeah, that's about all it's I think worth chit chatting about. What else we got?
Yeah, I think it looks like I guess the one thing that I saw you were kind of talking about was the, getting rid of property taxes in Florida. I heard that's kind of becoming a new thing, right? That's
Yeah, I got done with the show yesterday. I kind of cut it short, didn't have a whole lot. Stopped the stream, picked up on my phone just to see if any news. Boom, I get this story about DeSantis looking to cut property taxes in Florida, and I'm like, that sounds like I don't even live in Florida. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's implications and there's complications and stuff like that, but I dug into it a little bit. And what he's trying to say is, like, again, there's no like bill before that needs to be voted on. Like, this is early stages. I think he put it out there in front of the media just to kind of get people talking about it.
Yep.
And like, okay, because his point is like, listen, you don't buy a house or property to pay rent to the government on something that you own for the rest of your life, right? It's like everything else that we buy, you pay taxes at the time of transaction, and then they're just done. There's the taxes. Like no, when you buy land or you buy property, the way it is everywhere right now, is you have to pay taxes on the transaction, and then going forward every year you're paying taxes just to be able to have something that you've paid for. It's super. All it really is, it's another way to kind of for government to pad its coffers, right?
Yep.
And he had some good points. They're like, well, where are you going to get this money that you lose if you do this and stuff? He's like, Florida's not hurting for money.
Yeah.
I watched this speech he gave. He's like, Florida's not hurting for money. Like we have more people than the state of New York, and our budget is smaller, and we run a surplus. He goes, we have more people. He goes, the city of New York, not even the state, the city of New York has a bigger budget than the whole state of Florida.
Right.
And he goes, we have a surplus, and he doesn't even have state income tax. So without state income tax, he still runs a surplus and, has a smaller budget. And Florida's doing all right, right? Florida isn't falling apart at the seams. You know what I'm saying? They have like 23 million people that live there.
Yeah.
One of the most populous states in the union. So I think he's got a point. One of the things someone brought up is, I was listening to some other guys talk about it, and they said, well, what if it was, even if it wasn't across the board on all property, what if it was just residential property? What if it's just homeowners? Maybe not, business and a commercial property or rental property or that kind of stuff, whatever. But what if it was even if it was just homeowners, how nice would that be?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah,
I don't know if every state would do that because, different state governments are different, and they're, there's only a couple states that have no income tax.
Yep.
It's like Texas, Tennessee, Florida. I don't know if there's any others.
I think Delaware maybe, right?
Is Delaware one too? That would surprise me because I think Delaware is a pretty blue state.
Yeah, it says they have a graduated, whatever that means. So it looks like they do.
Maybe
I don't know what I thought.
Based on income or something.
Yeah.
But there's one thing keeping me, two things right now. But one of the things I could convince them, because they've asked me multiple times if I could live anywhere else, where would I live? The only one thing that's keeping me in this state, and I love the state of Wisconsin. It's a beautiful state. It's a safe state relatively, outside of the big city stuff. It's a great place to raise the kids, all that stuff. But you could say that about almost every state if you're outside of, certain places, is that we have family here. My wife's side of the family, both of us are very close to. And like her parents are in their 70s now, and she's really close with her brother, and they only live like an hour and a half away or so. If they didn't, they're the reason that we probably stay in Wisconsin, because the nature of our business doesn't necessarily keep us here. We could have an office here and move anywhere else we want. The biggest parts of our business isn't even IT; it's the medical side of stuff, and we have clients nationwide. It doesn't matter where we are. But in a heartbeat, if it wasn't for the time we spend, and we want our kids to be really close to their grandparents and their uncle and stuff, because they're great, I'd go to Texas in a heartbeat. I'd go to Tennessee. I don't know about Florida. I like Florida to visit. And it's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. There's a lot of other things that are super expensive in Florida that would probably keep me away. And my wife, she would be scared of hurricanes all the time, so she wouldn't want to go there.
Right.
They're not like, it's not like as bad as the media makes it seem like. But just to save on the state income tax, because the higher your income goes, the more you're paying in taxes. I don't know. I think people think they know that and what that's like, but I don't think they know what it's like.
Right.
Like, before getting involved in having a business, I mean, I paid taxes and I had relatively good paying jobs up to this point. And I paid tax, the money just comes out of your paycheck. You just never see it, and you get a couple grand back on, in your income tax return every year, and you pay way more out than you get back, but you're happy, right? It's like happy and not understanding what's going on. Now, owning a business, now I make more income, but I pay a lot more in taxes than I ever did. Now my income's high enough where it doesn't hurt from a standpoint. We can still afford the things we need. But before I reorganized myself as a sole proprietor into an LLC and then employed myself in that LLC, once my business a few years back got to the point of making money, it took 6 or 7 years before my income outpaced expenses in the business. Right. And it really jumped after that for a while because we had some really big clients. But before that, I didn't pay a dime in taxes because my expenses were so high.
Right.
I was, you know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't have to pay at the end of the year. I paid taxes throughout the year, but I didn't have to pay more at the end of the year.
Right. Yeah.
That year that I went over, I ended up having to cut like a $30,000 check.
Yeah.
And it's not like when you owe, like maybe you forgot to pay your light bill last month. And the light company's like, it's all right. We're not going to shut the lights off. And maybe you forgot another month, and they're, maybe 4, 5, 6 months down, they're finally saying, hey, we're going to cut your lights, right? Or you forgot to pay your credit card bill. Okay, we're just going to charge you interest, but nothing's going to happen. No. When the government says you owe, you pay now.
Yep. Exactly.
You better hope you can find that money.
Yep.
So that was a wake up call for me because it basically, I had to take everything from different savings accounts and checking accounts and give it away.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Right.
So I hired an accountant and said, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
And they said, well, this is what we're going to do. When you're a sole proprietor, you pay the highest amount in taxes you can as a business owner. So you're going to organize your business as an LLC, and then you're going to employ yourself and you pay yourself a standard living range for the duties that standard living wage for the duties you do. And you're going to pay taxes out of your company for having an employee. You're going to pay employment taxes every month and we're going to take that out. So my accounting firm, they pull out federal taxes every month and they pull out state taxes for the company and they send it away into the government ether to get wasted on who knows what. And then they take taxes out of my payroll for me, send that to the government. And by the end of the year, what happens is you pay so much more as an employee at a higher rate that it overdoes what you're paying out for the government, and you try to predict what your income is going to be total. And so I have 1 year of doing that so far. That was last year, and I actually got a return.
Nice.
I don't remember what it was. I definitely wasn't paying out $30,000 though.
Nice, good stuff.
So, if I could, I don't know if you have an accountant for your business, or you probably do. You're a smart guy, but you gotta work with people that know how to work the system.
Yeah,
it will work you if you don't.
Yep, 100%. That's why that's their whole profession, is just understanding all that stuff, because there's so much to it, and you really, that's got to be what you do. And if you try to do that alongside all the other duties of being an entrepreneur, it's not gonna be ideal.
Yeah, it's so funny because for years we've always had, since we've been a couple, my wife and I, we've always had a tax accountant. And it was her dad's tax accountant. Well, technically it was her dad's tax accountant's son, because her dad's tax accountant died and his son took over the business. They're great guys. They've always done his taxes and they've always done ours. It costs us like $200 a year. We pay him to do our taxes. But it's like we had him doing that for us for the business for the first few years too. And he never came to me, never picked up the phone, never came to me, never said anything about, hey, you could be doing this smarter. Mm-hmm. And finally, I think it was Jen who finally said, we gotta do something. Something's not, he's not even paying attention. I go, you're right. So I just Googled, and I knew kind of the whole Dave Ramsey financial piece kind of system for trustworthy stuff. I'm like, Dave Ramsey certified accountants, and I found one pretty close, and that was it.
Nice.
So yeah, this wasn't even on the agenda, but yeah, when you get down to it, make sure you have good financial advice.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Because it'll put you out of business if you're not careful.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's a great idea. We're tacked on all these like people live with these taxes so long in their life, and if you ask people that are really kind of, and try not to get too divisive on this, but a lot of it happens with the whole left and right in government politics, right? If you go to people on the right, they tend to be a little small government, okay with some taxes, but like get your hands out of my financial stuff. You know what I mean? And the leftists tend to be like, trust the government. Taxes are taxes. If we don't pay the taxes, the roads are going to fall apart and the infrastructure is going to, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you have to think a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all the ways we're taxed, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. I agree. 100%.
I mean, we're taxed on the things we buy. We're taxed on our homes. We're taxed on our income. We're taxed on if you make a profit or something, you turn around and you sell something, you try to tax you. Like when you look at it, 50 to 60% of incomes are taxed based on all the things you have to. You're taxed when you pay gas, when you buy gas, when you buy your electricity, when you use your phone. There's a tax on that, and it's just everything is taxed.
Yep.
And it's just a way for governments to say we need more money because we got to do more things. The problem is they suck at all the things that they do. So anyway, there was one more story that I wanted to cover. Oh, well, yeah. Did you see it on the outline?
Yeah, I think it was just the sports power rankings, right? Or was that the one? Or you were talking about the Dell?
Oh, the Dell thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I just saw this about an hour before the show. I was just scanning news. So did you hear about the Trump accounts from the big, beautiful bill thing that they passed a few months back?
No, I honestly haven't been too honed into that, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about it. I didn't pay attention. Right? Trump accounts. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Probably someone's complaining about. So apparently what Trump accounts are, and it's a part of this bill that was passed, is that any children that are born right now between like some month, maybe it's December 1st this year and the end of the year in 2028.
Okay.
Any kids born in the U.S. in that time period, all the parents have to do is go on and fill out like a form online, and their kid's name will be $1,000 put into an account. That's like not a trust fund, but like some sort of annuity account that builds on itself, right? You can, parents and family members and people, you can add up to like $5,000 a year on the account if you want. It doesn't mature until the kid turns 18, and it can only be used when the kid can only use it when they're adult after they're 18 for like education, to buy a home, to create a business, certain things. They can't just like blow it and go to the casino. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or go on a bender or something, right? Or go buy a bunch of cocaine or something weird.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I didn't know about this. I was like, I'm reading on this is pretty cool. And it even like people have done the math. If you have a kid in this time, so Matt, it might be time to get busy, bro. It might be time to get busy. Because listen to this, and I don't know what, fully funded means. I think it's like if every year, you're starting with that 1,000, if you put as parents or families or whatever, put in the max for that year, which I think is like 5,000 in the account or 6 or something like that. If you do that, if you fully fund it every year, by the time that kid is 18, they'll have a 7-figure sum waiting for them, like 1.75 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's another figure. Even if you put like a half of that or something like that, it'd still be like 600K.
Yeah, wild.
And at the rate things are going, that'll pay for like a semester of college.
Right, right. Yep, exactly.
But, maybe buy them 3 tanks of gas or something.
Yeah, maybe some eggs if they're lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just thought that was pretty cool. And the whole thing with Michael and Susan Dell, and you want to see something wild, and I hate making fun of people. I have to. Susan Dell looks crazy.
Okay.
I've never seen his wife before, and I'm sure she's a fine, nice, great lady. But she's had some work, maybe some Botox. Like, there's a video of them. It's like a minute-long video of them introducing what they're doing. They're given $6.25 billion. They're giving and seeding this fund thing with it. So it's gonna make it to where they can, fund another 250 million people or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, they're announcing there's like Michael Dell's talking about, it looks like a normal dude in his 60s or whatever. And then his wife, Susan, again, probably a sweetheart, but her eyebrows are like permanently up here. Her eyes are like fixed open huge. Yep. And she, she spoke very eloquently, very clearly, very nice, but like It was so distracting. I could not stop looking at her eyeballs because they were just like this, and her eyebrows, like she was blonde, but her eyebrows were like dark black, and they were like way up here, So I think they were frozen up there.
Yep.
But,
Interesting. Interesting.
anyway, all said and done, probably shouldn't have come down on her like that, but 6.25 billion just to do this.
Yep.
I think that's pretty cool.
Your computer's getting hacked now after those comments, Brian.
Yeah, I don't have any bill, so
just kidding. Just kidding.
The company does.
Yes.
I should shut up now.
Well, good stuff. Well, I know last night there was the game was pretty crazy with the Patriots and Giants. There was a lot of cool sports over Thanksgiving, and I guess we have some new rankings now that you wanted to kind of talk about. I know it's looking a little different for NFL, at least with the Patriots on top there for the first time since the Brady era.
Yeah, so both of these are from ESPN. I've out of all the different outlets to do it, I generally just look at ESPN's power rankings. I think they're pretty trustworthy, and they're not always right, and I like to be able to argue some. But yeah, so I pulled the power rankings for NFL and NBA as of right now. Still, obviously, really early in the NBA season, but in NFL, we're getting down to crunch time, right? We're getting down here. This is the last month of the season before playoffs. So there's only 5 more games or something left in the season.
Yeah, only a few more weeks. Yeah, I think you're right because then it turns into playoffs. Because what is it? It's the first week of February or so, I believe, is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is usually right there.
Yeah.
So it's crunch time. You know what I mean? It's starting to materialize, and so I just printed the top 5. I think those are the we could go out 8 on each side if we're really talking kind of playoffs and stuff, but top 5 because these are the ones that are going to be in the playoffs. Sometimes the other ones just kind of bounce that whatever happens that last week and stuff. So ESPN as of today has the Patriots at number 1. I don't disagree there. I've only watched a few of their highlights, but man, some of the stuff I saw they played the Giants this last week, and some of the hits, I saw that one hit they put on the Giants quarterback when they knocked him out of bounds. Dude, they helicoptered him. He bounced right back up and stuff. Had some good comments for the game. He's like, "This is football. I'm gonna get hit. That's how I play the game."
Yeah.
I love it when players are like that. Like, shut up, I'm playing football. It's not flag football. I'm playing soccer. I was like, you can tell he didn't.
They're not trying to make it a whole drama thing. They're not.
Right.
Yeah, they're just just shut up and let us play. We want to play rough because a lot of the players, they always make the comments they not the real football like it used to be. So I think a majority of the players, they want that back. They like that, and they know it's entertainment too.
Yeah. And I think a dude from the Giants came over and defended him. Is going to get in a fight. I'm like, I'm okay with that too. Your quarterback's your guy. You get popped, you stand up for him. Anybody gets popped. If you think it's a cheap shot or not, whatever. It didn't get too out of hand or anything, but I liked the hit was awesome.
Yeah.
The attitude of the quarterback was awesome. That's the kind of football I like.
100%.
They've got the Rams at number 2. I knew the Rams were doing well, but they're doing great.
Yep. Rams are good.
Stafford's playing really well. Broncos number 3. They're playing lights out too.
They're playing really good. 100%.
Seahawks only a 3-loss team so far this year. Where the heck did they come from?
I don't know. I think Sam Darnold, they throw a lot of tribute to him for kind of what he's been doing. I think. He's had a heck of a year, which I always love to see those those quarterbacks that have gone other places like the Jets, like the Baker Mayfields, and not doing good, and then they come into their own. I always love to see that. So I know they've been doing good. They've been around the past couple of years. They had those few years with Geno, so I think it's just about due time for them. I wouldn't say anyone's like, holy crap, that's the star. But I think they got a real good team. They got a real good system they're running. And like I said, Sam Darnold seems to be playing well.
All right. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And then they put the Packers at number 5, which surprised me. I'm surprised I saw the Packers over the Bears.
Yeah, I was actually looking at NBC Sports, and they have Bears over the Packers. So it looks like that's the big argument between I was just kind of comparing people's standings. It looks like everything, those top 4, everyone pretty much has Patriots, Broncos, Rams, Seahawks. But then that 5 switches between Bears and Packers, which is funny because I know they're rivals as well.
Right. Yeah, big rivals. I think they got to play one more time. I think they got to play in Chicago too. I think the Packers went into Lambeau and beat them earlier in the year. Weeks back. Bears look tough. I haven't watched them, but from the highlights that I've seen, they fly around. Their offense can actually score, which is weird for a Bears team. I don't know. Cowboys got to play the Bears pretty. I know we already played them early, did we? I can't remember. I thought we had to. No, we play the Lions next week. But it's again, the Packers are interesting. I've watched a couple of their games this year. You kind of have to when you live in Wisconsin. They're dangerous, but they're real Jekyll and Hyde this year. And sometimes it's like by quarter. Like one quarter they can't do anything. The next quarter they're lights out. You can't stop them.
Yep.
Jordan Love's awesome. He has a way of just moving the ball, especially making things happen with his feet.
Yep.
And kind of like a Mahomes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not that he's super fast. He's just good on his feet, and I think he sees the field well.
He's more quick rather than fast, I would say.
Agile, that's a good way to explain it.
Yep.
That's our top 5 right now.
And I do have to shout out, Panthers do have a winning record right now, so just wanted to point that out.
they beat the Cowboys. A lot of 5 people did, but Panthers are a good football team.
Yep.
They're 6-5 right now, right?
7-6. They
7-6. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
7-6. No one's 6-5 because no one else has a tie besides Green Bay and Dallas.
Yep.
Can I say that ties suck? I think I mentioned this yesterday.
Yeah, of course. I think everyone can agree with that. I haven't met one person that doesn't think the same, to be honest.
Like, how many years ago did they institute this only one OT thing in the regular season?
I think that's 2 years. The same time they did the new kickoff rules, I think.
Yeah, and the sudden death thing isn't around, right? They give people a chance now, right?
Yeah, you get a chance. Yeah, I think so. It was like after there was some Buffalo. I think it was a Buffalo Chiefs playoff game that really got people to change those rules. And I think it was 2 years ago. They did the kickoff. They did the OT thing, and then I want to say they did one more rule change, but I'm not sure what that was.
I think we've had a couple of years of experience. I'd rather have the kickoffs back.
Yeah,
and I would like the sudden death overtime back.
I agree, 100%.
I would rather, like when Packers and Cowboys tied, I would rather have the Cowboys have lost that game than be stuck with the tie. You know what I mean? Because it's just like it's that third column in the category that's stupid.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Anyway. Moving on to the NBA. Top 5. Let's start with number 5 this time. ESPN's got the Lakers at number 5 right now.
Interesting.
I haven't paid super close, but I don't think the Lakers are playing top 5 in basketball. Maybe they are. Are they at the top of their division even?
No, yeah, I'm really not sure. Yeah, I mean, they're number 2 in their division. So, I mean, they're 15-5. The Thunder are 20-1. That's just crazy.
Yeah, the Thunder, the lights out.
Yeah.
Thunder are really good. Pistons have a really good record. Pistons only have like 2 or 3 losses, maybe.
Yep.
Nuggets, they're going to be good with why can't I think of his name? Come on.
Oh, Jokic.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Joker.
Yep.
Rockets and then Lakers. That surprises me.
Yep.
We'll see. It's early.
It's early. You never know with NBA, especially like even in the games too. You never know that the games move so fast. Everything's moves so fast. Things can change quickly in the NBA, especially because they play like every night just about.
Yeah, they play so much, and it's so weird between like minutes management for your key players that you see a lot of these days, and regular season games depending on the day of the week or who's in town.
Yep.
Guys either aren't playing or aren't trying that hard.
Yep.
100%. You can see watching the games when they're just trotting up and down.
Yeah, you can tell.
So, but that's it. I think that's all I got for today. You got anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just shout out to everyone that's kind of going into their last little sprint of the year here. Let's close out December strong, and that's all I got to say. It was great talking as always, and I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Yeah, see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to episode 89 of the Daily BLP. I'm Brian saying goodbye for myself and Matt, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Later.